Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn the sorting algorithm selection sort. Before that we have already discussed two sorting algorithms, bubble sort and insertion sort. So today we are going to learn selection sort. So what we do in this algorithm is we divide the complete array in two parts and we find the minimum value and replace it with the appropriate position. And this part we considered as sorted and this part we consider as unsorted. And what we do, we find the minimum here, we compare with the current element, and if this minimum is smaller than this one that we have found in unsorted array, we replace them, we swap them, and that's how we get the right position for that element. So let's see. For this, as you can see that we'll have to traverse it in loop, and there will be nested loops because one will go for each and every element here and the other will be to find the appropriate element in this unsorted part. So that's how the complexity for this becomes n square. So let's go through this. First we'll write the code and then we'll see a dry run. So for this we are taking one array and we are taking the length of the array. It depends on your language. Sometimes in languages like JavaScript and all, you can simply get the length of the array. So this is not needed if you are doing that. We are taking C as example. So first we'll initialize three variables. We are taking index. These all will be indexes. And if you are writing int something means it will initialize with 0. So first to traverse through all the complete array we'll have to go through the complete array. For that we'll keep it up to n minus 2. So we are not going till the last element, we'll remain at the second last element. Inside it I will assign the minimum idx to I. Initially we'll consider that the element at I is the minimum. Suppose this is I. So we'll consider this is the minimum element. Then we'll find the remaining unsorted. We'll traverse through the unsorted part and we'll try to find the minimum in that part. So for that we'll have to loop again. We'll start from the next place after I, and j will go up to the last element. And here if we see that we have one element that is suppose which is greater than element at j, in that case we'll assign minimum index to j to minimum index. So if we are seeing that arr is less than, in that case we'll assign that j. And after we are coming after this loop, we will swap. So basically I'm just writing it swap. You can understand, you can write your own method. So basically we'll swap arr and that's how the whole method will end. This loop will end and then we can again loop, end the complete method. Let's see one example and we'll keep on coming to this part. So let's take, we have one array as 3, 5, 7, 6, 3, 5, 2, 7, 6, which is not sorted. So we are trying to sort it in ascending order. So minimum has to come here. So initially, this is the position of the elements. Now you can see when the loop is starting, when the method will be called, will pass this array and the n will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our I will go up to n minus 2 because this has to be lesser than n minus 1. So I can go up to, I will be, I like 0, from 0 to 3. So it will come up to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's see. So currently our I is equal to 0, minimum is equal to 0, and when we will start in this loop, j will be 1. So now when we enter in this loop, we'll compare with the, so basically we are taking this much part as sorted array initially, and this complete part will be unsorted array. So basically we have to find the minimum value in this, which is smaller than this, then swap it. So let's go. Coming to this, j will be 1, so here, then j will be 2. But at 2 we can see that this element at j is smaller than our this element at 0. So in that case, this minimum idx will become 2, and then we'll again move forward. We are still in this loop, so we'll again move forward and we'll see that next is 7, which is not smaller, again 6, which is not smaller. So now when we are coming out of this loop, we see that minimum index has become 2 and I is equal to 0. In that case, we'll swap it. So in first run, after coming this loop, our status will be, status of the array will be 2. This will be swapped with this. Now we'll go to the next run. Now at this point, we'll consider this much as sorted and this complete part as unsorted. So now I is equal to 1, and again minimum idx is equal to 1, but j will start from 2. This is index, means this element. So now we compare 5 coming into this loop. We can see that it will compare with the first one, and we find the element 3, which is smaller than 5. So in that case, this 2 will be, and again if we'll move forward, we are getting all which are greater than 3. So we can swap simply. After coming out of this loop, we can see swap. So after second, we'll see 2, 3, 5, 7 and 6. Now in this, we'll consider this much part as sorted, this much part will be unsorted, and our I is equal to 2. That's why minimum index will be equal to 2, but j will start from 3. So we'll again come into the nested loop, and we'll see that the first is not, 7 is greater than 5, so still min index remains 2. Again 5 compared with 6, still 6 is greater than 5. That's why 2 will remain, minimum index will remain 2. At the end of this loop, when the swap will happen, we can see that I is equal to 2 and minimum index is equal to 2. So there will be, logically there is a swapping, but no swapping is needed. That doesn't make any sense, swapping element to itself. So still we get the array like this: 2, 3, 5, 7 and 6. Now I can come up to second last, means this one. So now I will be equal to 3. That's why min idx will be equal to 3, but j will start from 4. So now here again coming into the nested loop, we'll compare 7 with the 6, and we can see that 6 is smaller than, ARR3 is greater than ARR4. In that case, this minimum idx will be assigned 4. And when we are coming out of this loop, we'll see we need to swap. So this 2 will be swapped, and in fourth run we'll get 2, 3, 5, 6 and 7. And we can see this is where our method will return, because you can see it will end, because after this n minus 2 where I has already reached, it can't go up to n minus 1, 4. So that's why this loop will end and our program will give the sorted error finally. So this is how we can understand the insertion sort and selection sort. And thank you. So if you like the video, please subscribe and share with your friends, and give your feedbacks in comment section so that I can improve and I can give you a better lecture from the future. Thank you.